After enduring half a year of conflict and strife in our region, we find ourselves racing against time while the international community remains unable to hold this war. We declared loudly, enough of the suffering endured by the people in this regionalization. Let us seek a way out of this protracted conflict. The institutions of the Catholic Church are diligently working to alleviate the anguish of those affected. At Caritas, we felt our hands were tied when the war broke out, hindering our efforts to assist and relieve the suffering of the Gazan people. Despite our attempts to provide food, cash assistance, clothing, and essential supplies to the war-affected, along with primary healthcare services and psychosocial support in Gaza City and the southern region, we face significant challenges. We struggle like other humanitarian aid organizations to meet the needs adequately. Our medical services are currently operating through 9 medical teams in temporary locations such as shelters and tents, falling short of the expected standard necessary to alleviate the suffering of the displaced people while preserving their dignity. Regrettably, human dignity in Gaza has become scarce, with visible defeat, fatigue, and despair etched on the faces of children, women, and the elderly. We witness a diminishing hope for a better future. Recently, the plight of our displaced sisters and brothers residing in churches of Gaza has become evident, with extreme exhaustion apparent. Their voices echo, questioning how long this plight will persist, yearning for a life of dignity. Caritas, in collaboration with Catholic Church institutions in the West Bank and Jerusalem, endeavors to alleviate the suffering stemming from widespread unemployment and ongoing closures. We distribute food, cash assistance, medicines, and medical supplies to families and the elderly. Additionally, we extend aid to financially struggling families, assisting with school fees to ensure the continuity of education. Our efforts also encompass empowerment programs for youth and women, aiming to foster economic opportunities within Palestinian society. Through grants to entrepreneurial initiatives, we endeavor to revive economic initiatives. During the Holy Week of Easter, as we stand before the gate of the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, we remember our suffering sisters and brothers in the world and Ukraine, particularly the beloved flock in Gaza. Just as the sword pierced the heart of our Virgin Mother on the day of crucifixion under the cross, so too do our brothers and sisters in Gaza endure suffering with unwavering faith and hope. We aspire to transition from pain to hope, from death to light of resurrection, envisioning a brighter tomorrow. We implore our brothers and sisters in the world to remember us in their prayers during the Easter Vigil, beseeching for the divine light from this empty tomb to guide world leaders towards alleviating the region's suffering. We advocate for earnest efforts to find a just and sustainable resolution to the conflict, enabling people to live in lasting peace and prosperity, ensuring a better future for generations to come. As we approach the end of Ramadan, we urge the peoples of the Middle East to unite and extend a helping hand to our exhausted community amidst this prolonged conflict. We call upon regional leaders to intensify their efforts to end the war, envisioning the arrival of Eid al-Fitr that illuminates our region with hope. We are encouraged that tomorrow holds promise for a better day. Finally, we are inspired by the words of His Holiness' Lenten letter to the Holy Land. May no one rob our hearts of the hope of rising anew with you. May we never tire of defending the dignity of every man, woman, and child, without distinction of religion, ethnicity, or nationality, beginning with the most vulnerable among us, women, the elderly, children, and the poor. We thank all our friends out there at the Confederation level and our partners. Have a blessed Easter.